5 years ago, DayZ and my boy Dean Rocket Hall started a journey to make a refined and feature-complete zombie survival game. One that for him ended pretty quick, but for the devs working at Bohemia Interactive is still going to this day, the goal to finish his dream of a game. Well, here we are, 1.0 is out. Has his vision been realized? Well, that all depends on how you view their progress. In 2013, we saw the Barebones launch of DayZ Standalone, and it was, well, bad. The promises Dean made were a bit out there. While he was still in charge, he wanted 5 to 10 times the amount of zombies available, a full engine rework, a building system for barricading houses, vehicles with weapons attached, player trading, and potential trading hotspots. And even now in 2019, most of those features are either bare bones or not even working yet, aside from the engine rework. That one's done. And vehicles are in this game on some level. A building system was only just released, and it needs a lot of work. You can build a house that can take literally 4 or 5 hours to create and have a griefer only take 20 minutes to destroy it. The game has its issues, but 1.0 is a huge and noticeable step up from what we had long ago.
Oh, that one's loud.
My gun jammed again.
Did him. Dean ended up leaving Bohemia to form his own studio, Rocketworks. It hasn't had any success yet, but I think it could. Dean Hall has a very impressive way of hyping up projects he's passionate about. Not much is known officially on why he left, but I assume it could have been that what he wanted from DayZ and what was possible in his time there just wasn't going to work out. His leaving, however, took a lot out of development. It slowed to a crawl for a long time. It wasn't even that long ago that their largest patches only added some new tree models and improved textures.
Adam wants to share with you our progress with trees. Our progress with trees. The biggest change Janaris has received in the past years. Oh, this stuff.
And, wind behavior.
Dude, there's
You
like
guys see these
50
trees?
blades out here.
Does
There's
anyone
so
else look
many
like
knives.
these trees?
You got the bendy trees, the flexible
What the
trees.
hell is happening over there?
So has the 5 years of development changed this game? Is it now the dream Dean had years ago? DayZ is out of early access, which means it has quote-unquote launched. They will still work on it, but they see it as good enough to play, and a product with fully realized features ready to be added onto. They're essentially saying with this release that the base of what they see as the final product is finished. It's now time to build on what they have. This should be something to look forward to, but they may be too slow to get important and game-defining features finished. This game was and still is special to me though. I met a lot of the friends I talked to on a near daily basis through the original mod in Arma 2. It was huge back then, and a totally new idea really. No other game had built something this grand in scope in the survival genre. In fact, there wasn't even much of a survival genre back then. It was quite groundbreaking and very memorable, so seeing the mod's successor work out is all that more important to me. I'd love to continue playing this as much as possible with all the friends I met years ago. Recently we all got together and played it, and it was a blast.
What is that?
It's a giant
Oh,
rock.
look,
Holy
a guy.
shit, what the
Hey,
fuck?
whoa.
I'm not saying it's fantastic. I'm not even saying it's worth having the 1.0 tag on it. But it's a messy concoction of ideas I wish we had back then. The gunplay feels great.
Like the gunplay feels better? Yeah,
I
like
mean,
it.
it
There's
still
also a
feels
lot
slow.
of people that are bad and just don't know what's going on.
The movement is surprisingly solid and fluid, except for, well, the sprint jump.
You levitate for a couple seconds and then land. Like a fucking David Blaine over here.
Sprint jump looks pretty bad.
yeah, that one needs some work.
I don't know what happened there. And the performance has been massively improved. But there are problems. A few very annoying bugs, a small looting problem I have personally, and the melee system are all issues. First, the bugs. I don't have any footage of this, but my character got a glitch where I couldn't use my gun. It just floated in front of me until I died. Literally, my friends got into a fight in front of me, and I could not help. I just watched as a gun floated in front of my face. Another was ammo vanishing and then reappearing hours later in my inventory. And this one isn't a bug, but more of a gripe. I can't play on vanilla servers. Not to say I can't join vanilla servers, I totally can. But there's a sprint bar in this game, and with so few working vehicles, it's atrocious. Seriously, you have to play on a community server to enjoy this game, unless you like stopping every 12 seconds to take a breather. This wouldn't be such a problem on some of the smaller maps like Namalsk from OG DayZ, but we're in Chernarus. The map is huge with new areas added, and nearly every building enterable. But the loot you get hasn't really changed. It's now just spread out through a massive city instead of just a few key buildings. Some might see this as better. It slows the pace of the game heavily, but only for those that don't know the important places to search. This is because of how the loot generation works. It can feel like a slog through the mud to get anything useful as you gear. Mods can fix this, but performance could be affected, server and client. Speaking of your client, the UI is excellent. Much, much better than the launch UI. However, the way you load ammo in this game is ridiculous. Let's say you fire a few shots from your gun. In order to put more bullets into your gun, you have to put your gun away, go into your inventory, drag the magazine out of your gun, wait for your character to do the animation of pulling the magazine out of the gun, and then put it in their pocket. Put the gun back into your inventory. Wait for that animation of you taking the gun in your hand and putting it in your pocket. Drag the magazine you just pulled out of your gun and put in your inventory, out of your inventory and into your hand. Now, search your inventory for the ammo you need. Take a stack of the ammo you need, it'll usually look like loose bullets, and put it in the combine slot on the left of the magazine. Leave the menu, and then hold down left click, and your character will load one bullet after another bullet after another bullet into the magazine. Wait until you're either out of bullets to put in, or the magazine is loaded, or you've run out of bullets in that stack, in which case go back in your inventory, grab another stack, drag it over to the combine, let go, leave the menu, hold left click. Anyway, now you finally finish loading your magazine, drag your magazine back into your inventory, take your gun and put it into your hand. Drag the magazine from your inventory on top of the combine option on the gun. Leave the menu, wait for the animation of your character sliding the magazine back into the gun, and now you're done. You can now shoot. You have the ammo you have in your gun and that's it. If you need to reload, it's going to take some inventory ninjutsu. Honestly, we can pull the realism out for a massive quality of life bonus. Why not have the ammo be loaded automatically when it's in your inventory? Surely we can pull some realism out for that massive quality of life. Hit detection's another thing. Not with the guns, they work better than ever before, but with the melee weapons. They're pretty sketchy as to wherever your hit lands, and the weapon hitbox is very odd. Swings that shouldn't hit zombies do, and the ones that should sometimes don't. And don't even try to aim for their head, you'll most likely hit their foot. The issue with melee follows into PvP with a hopefully soon-to-be patched melee combo with most weapons. Hitting someone with a melee weapon causes your character to go into an animation of being stunned, a small knockback effect. However, they can follow this up with another hit of their melee weapon to you, in which case the animation resets and you go back into being stunned. And if their weapon is fast enough, say the fists you spawn with, they can punch you indefinitely and you're constantly stuck in this lock. And it's a complete character lock. Unless they make a mistake, you have no chance of surviving it. Doesn't matter what kind of gun you have, you're dead. Despite all the problems I have with this game, me and my friends had a blast playing it, and it wasn't just nostalgia. There's something here, a slower form of Rust, with less gamey mechanics and more survival elements. PvP is still the focus, but killing on sight is not completely the norm now in DayZ. Overall, I think this game has a lot of potential, and is finally in a state I can recommend. It can only go up from here.
Get the gun on his body for me, because I don't know how the fuck what's wrong with it.
Wait,
There's
is
a
this
guy
the
right
same
here.
one?
Oh. This is a little awkward. You guys just
Did you get him?
Oh, hey, how's it going? You okay?
Who was it?
Hey, how much damage does that do?
Did you grab the gun, Peanut?
Yeah.
Doug?
Riley.
I'm fighting a guy. Oh my god. Wait, no. What a tank. What a tank.
He's still going.
Come on. Oh my god.
Dude, how am I missing?
No, he's a ninja, careful. Oh my god. He's showing off his fucking taekwondo. Oh my god.
Look, I'm bleeding. I'm bleeding.
Oh my god. Did you guys see
Dude,
his
how did you
moves?
survive that fucking
Did you see
hit? I
his
hit him in the
moves?
head.
See? Chicken
Yeah.
steak.
Chicken
Eat the
steak.
package.
Hell yeah, brother!
Country roads,
I mean, you
baby.
guys are eating that
Which one is
raw.
he?
Yeah, we. Yeah,
Which one is
Dad,
he?
eat it raw.
That's very healthy for you.
Where is he?
Don't shoot him. He's friendly as heck.
Yeah, he's gonna so funny as heck. We gotta start a fire with this guy. Hey man, you wanna cook it up for us? We got some wood.
We don't actually know how to make a fire. That's why we eat it raw.
Oh, what the fuck? Oh, calm down.
Whoa, friendly.
Calm down, dude. Calm down.
Come here, take a bite. Come here.
All right, how do we make a fire? Oh, we gotta worship the chicken steak.
Worship the chicken steak.
All right. How do we make a fire? Do you know how to make a
What
fire?
kind of chicken? Whoa!
Oh my god! How could you? Oh my god!